Welcome you all to the presentation of certificates of return to the Governor-elect Senator Diri and Deputy Governor-elect Senator Lawrence Ekujapo. The presentation of certificates of return is a statutory obligation of the Commission, which is in fulfillment of the requirement of Section 72(1) of the Electoral Act 2022, that certificates of return should be issued within 14 days following the declaration of a winner. This occasion is only made possible because of the successful conduct of the governorship election, which held on the 11th of November 2023. I thank all the stakeholders for their contributions and commitments towards the peaceful conduct of the election in Bayelsa State. And I particularly want to single out the INEC staff who showed exceptional levels of dedication to their jobs and fearlessly in the face of all manner of challenges.
The Governor of Bayelsa State, who is the Governor-elect in the just concluded Bayelsa governorship election, the receipt of his certificate of return.
Today is one historic moment for me, for my deputy governor, and for the people of Bayelsa State. I want to appreciate the electorates, the people of Bayelsa State, for standing behind what they believe was a government that has performed and must go into a second tenure to conclude all that we have done and probably initiate more for our state. And so my heart goes for the people of Bayelsa State, the electorates who have done so well, who went not only to vote, but stand by their votes. So that electoral thieves, those who have been brandishing 85,000 from their pockets, will not have their way. It will be very embarrassing for any of us to hear in this state that somebody else had another result of 85,000. And I thought that was a joke when it was first mentioned here in your collation center, whilst we were watching from the television. But beyond that, people are now going into offices in Abuja to say that they were rigged out and that they had 85,000. Well, we are waiting for them at the tribunal. So I like to appreciate all the electorates, but not for you standing by your votes. Your votes would have been stolen away. And today, the story would have been different. And because of what you have done, you have actually brought a new phase into the politics of Bayelsa and freedom to the people of Bayelsa. But in elections, it is not by buying guns. It is not by arming innocent and underprivileged youths. that actually it is the votes of the people that will count, and that you have exhibited and your votes counted. And that is why we can stand here today as governor-elect and deputy governor-elect. We thank you, we appreciate you. Today is not much of a speech-making day, but I would like to use this opportunity maybe to reiterate what the resident electoral commissioner has already talked about, and I would like to espouse it a little bit further. That in our democracy in this country to succeed, the political actors, the political gladiators must come to terms with what democracy is all about. Democracy simply defined is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And I don't understand why a political candidate of a party will begin with arming underprivileged and innocent youths. And all over, pre-election, during election, and post-election. For the first time in Bayelsa State, we had an election that was violence-free to a very high degree, and we did not lose anybody on the day of election, apart from the following day at Tuan-Brass, when that innocent boy was mobbed and killed by the act of one of us, a candidate. Like I said, I'm the governor. I never found my way into the collation center here. And so INEC must probe as to why a candidate of the APC will find his way into the collation center at Tuan-Brass that led to the killing of that young man and held INEC hostage. And I think that a lot of these activities continue because there are no sanctions for people who perpetrate and will continue to perpetrate in it. If there are sanctions, I am sure that if as governor I did not come close to the INEC collation center, no other candidate should have the privilege of moving to a collation center, not just moving to the collation center, taking it over and continue to do illegal and unconstitutional things. Again, these are the issues that have taken our democracy and beset it over the years. And we must interrogate them, and as a way of stopping them and maybe moving our democracy forward in the nearest future. Our victory today is dedicated to the people of Bayelsa State. They are indeed the owners of our certificate of returns, no matter who we have handed it over to. We hand over this certificate of returns to the good people of Bayelsa State. And as I said earlier, this is the beginning of the freedom from the clutches of those who wield arms, who wield machetes as a way of intimidating, harassing, and jeopardizing the lives of our people. From this election, we shall never go back to that era of machetes, of guns, rather than talking to our people and letting them know your programs and projects. And so that as a testimonial, they will agree with you and ensure that they have their own rights to perform their civic responsibility. In Bayelsa, we all know the terrain. As we keep giving you kudos, there is still much to do to improve on by the Independent National Electoral Commission. We are struggling to build roads to the hinterland of this state. And you'll agree with me that this time around, it was easier for you to get to Ekirimo because we built a road to Ekirimo, and you no longer had speedboats to Ekirimo, the headquarters of Ekirimo local government area. You'll agree with me, it was easier for you to get to Oporoma because we moved from Anyama to Angiama, where you just need to cross to Oporoma. But even at that, by the time you are conducting next elections, we assure you that you will be moving directly to Oporoma, the headquarters of Southern Niger, as the bridge is under construction. Lastly, Mr. President, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our fear in this state was that we are an opposition party, even though we are the government of the day in the state. The federal government is in another party, and our main opponent was from that party. Of course, we all know what happens when the federal government intervenes. INEC is of the federal government, security agencies are of the federal government, and that was the morbid fear of all Bayelsans. But at the end of the day, we discovered that the president allowed free and fair elections to be conducted in Bayelsa State. And we are not taking that for granted. That is a testimonial that Mr. President is writing for himself in the furtherance of democracy in this country. And we hope and believe that he will continue in this manner in any forthcoming elections so that Nigeria will be truly a democratic state.